Hey guys, it's me Chan Dragon. Today I want to kinda do the guide of the Kazuha itself. Try to do as much as I can and as compact as I can. I'll cover like from the builds and like weapon or constellation, and I will explain about Swirl because this is one of the character that most wanted by the people. So let's get started. So like always, let's start with the talent. So the normal attack of Kazuha is just normal attack, nothing special. So in here, Chihaya Buru, which is the skill of Kazuha. So actually in here, Chihaya Buru is Kazuha will suck the enemy nearby. And then after that, he will fly and he kinda do the plunging attack afterwards. So in here, there's a two different mode that you can use in Chihaya Buru. The press one is actually Kazuha will suck enemy but small area, and also the damage that dealt by plunging attack is quite weak. But whenever you use the hold one, it will cover a larger area. After that, the plunging attack becomes stronger also compared to the press one. So you can see the cooldown is different by 3 seconds, and also like there's 100-something% differences. And here come to the elemental burst. Actually, this is kind of like Kazuha just summon the Anemo AoE tornado, something like that, and then it will continuously do that. And then after that, if you contact with either one of the element of Hydro, Pyro, or Electro, it will change color into those elements, and then it will give you additional elemental damage. So you can see you will get 65%. So it's better if you put contact with those elements. So it's just something like that. It's very good, it's very simple, and very satisfying. And in here, actually, it just make your Chihaya Buru skill is stronger when you contact with either one of these elements. So it just make it stronger. And in here, that means just like the more elemental mastery you have, it will deal more buff to your elemental damage to your whole team. So this is actually very good. So that's why people say stack Kazuha into elemental mastery. In here, just like decreasing stamina, which is not bad. So before we start, it's better for us to know first about elemental mastery, because elemental mastery always tied with the Anemo element, so you know exactly how to use Kazuha better. So elemental mastery actually is an attribute that actually increase your damage of your reaction. So reaction is kind of like vaporize, melt, electro charge, or even swirl though. So in here, if you have the higher elemental mastery, the reaction that you deal, it will be provide you a higher number though. So it's just kind of like a critical damage for your reaction though. But in swirl reaction, elemental mastery can be tricky because as you can see in here, when Kazuha performs Chihaya Buru, it produces a two different number of damage, right? The one in the green color and the one that I contact with the pyro damage, which is in the red color. So in here, if you ask me which one that gain benefit from the elemental mastery, the answer is the one that I contact with the element, which is the pyro one. You can see the red one. That the one that effect of the gain the benefit from the elemental mastery itself though. So later when I contact with the electro, of course the purple color that will get the advantage though. So take note, the Anemo damage will not get advantage from that elemental mastery though. So that buff only work for the reaction itself though. So take notes, reaction including swirl will never crit. So how many you try to stack your crit damage or crit rate, it will never have a crit in your reaction though. If you kinda wonder how I can make my Kazuha deal more individual damage, like make the Anemo damage is higher, something like that. And also if you ask me that is it crit rate or crit damage, is totally useless because I already told you that reaction don't have crit at all. The answer is that the crit rate and crit damage is not totally useless at all. In fact, it will increase your Kazuha individual damage itself. Just so from the normal attack, charge attack, the Anemo damage bonus, the green one, it will go up though. But for the reaction, yes, you need elemental mastery itself to make the reaction stronger. So if you're new and you ask how exactly Kazuha can give you elemental damage buff to your team, then I will just give you example directly. Let's say in here I want to buff my electro damage. So the first one I use Yaemiko, I apply some electro, as you can see the number, and after that I change to Kazuha, I do some swirl, and you can see the electro damage number is increasing, right? Yeah, so if you're using DPS, you can change back to your DPS and just, yeah, you will see there's an increasing of the damage. But in here, because Yai just started, it's working directly also. That's how does Kazuha can give buff to your team. So last additional notes that Kazuha burst you can do snapshot. So for the full list of the what character that you can do snapshot, you can just see in the link that I will put in the description. To the weapon. So for the 5-star weapon, of course, the best one is Freedom Sword because it gives you elemental mastery very high and also help you for your team buff though. Other than that, if you really like your Kazuha, but although I didn't prefer to use the other 4-star that I will tell you later. But if you still like your Kazuha, you can try to use Meat Splitter if you have, because it gives you critical damage and increase your elemental damage, something like that bonus. Or not, you can use the other one also, the Harangepaku Futsu. It's just like the difference is just critical rate, but the effect's pretty much almost the same, increase in the no kind of elemental damage bonus, things like that. So the best one is Iron Sting because you can simply just craft from the smith, and also you can make it until refinement 5 very easily without have to pay in or gacha or something. That's very solid because it gives you elemental mastery, and the effect also good in elemental damage up, something like that. But if you want to try different weapon, then Alley Flash is fine because also it'll help you with the elemental mastery. Or the one that actually quite 3-star weapon, which is the Dark Iron Sword, is pretty rare. I don't have also for some reason, but if you like kind of have that also and still maybe early game or something like that, then yeah, for sure you can equip that also. So for the artifact sets, actually the best one, that I think the one and only that the best one is the 4-piece of Iridescent Veneer, because the 4-piece of it is actually very strong because increase your animal damage bonus and also increase your swirl damage, something like that. So make your elemental damage is kind of higher though. But if you really kind of desperate or you don't have enough of 4-piece of Iridescent, then you can just combine 2-piece of Iridescent and 2-piece of Wanderer's Troop. That's still, I think, okay, but still far away from the 4-piece one. And other than that, you can try the 4-star one, the Instructor 4-piece, that also can. But if you really don't have anything, you really already no choice, then just go for 4-piece Noblesse Oblige. But this is the last one, even last from the Instructor, because this is just the very last choice. For the main stats, actually Kazuha have different kind of variation of the main stat that he can use. It actually depends what of your need and what your preference that you feel more comfortable. So I will say the most like people will use in general, or just like best in general, is just go for all out elemental mastery, meaning in here elemental mastery, and in the goblet is also elemental mastery, and your sense is elemental mastery. But if you want kind of, I will call balance build, which is I want to maintain my Kazuha anemo damage also, and also want to buff for my team, then I will do kind of like 75% of elemental mastery in my main set, and the 25% is I will invest in Kazuha anemo damage though. So in here, the one that I put is goblet is elemental mastery, and then in here sense elemental mastery. But in here I will choose, it's depend on your needs, crit rate or crit damage though, to make my Kazuha can deal damage. If you, or also you can just change, this is elemental mastery, and this one also elemental mastery, but this one you just change with anemo damage bonus. That's also can to make your Kazuha dealing more damage. For the subset, there are actually 3 subset that for me it's priority for Kazuha. The first one, of course, elemental mastery. The second one, I will to say energy recharge, because don't forget Kazuha need energy recharge a little bit. And then of course crit rate or crit damage, that will be 3 priority though. So elemental mastery, energy recharge, and crit rate or crit damage, that's the priority. So how many energy recharge that Kazuha need? I will to say, because Kazuha only 60 energy cost, so it's not much that you need. Probably it's only around 130 to 150. I think it's already enough. I think when I have this 150, I have no problem at all to maintain the uptime of the burst. So I think this is the solid stop also. So here also the questions that people will ask, should I go for C1 or I pull for the weapon? I would say just go for the weapon, because the weapon is just good to help your not just elemental mastery, but actually effect helping your team to get more buff though. So that's actually pretty quite strong though. But in C1 it just help your quality of your life, which is actually good, but I still prefer though to support your team. The next question is, should I pull for C2 Kazuha or for the weapon? I would say this is a little bit confusing, because I would say if you already have C1 Kazuha and you're planning to go for C2, I suggest just pull for the weapon first. I think the weapon is still very solid option. But if you start from Z0 Kazuha, you currently have Z0 Kazuha, want to go to C2, then yes, I prefer to go for C2 Kazuha than go for the weapon, because you will get two different advantages. You will get this one as a quality of life, and of course you get buff for the elemental mastery, which is I think is better than you just get the weapon. So let's move to the team comp. Actually, I have no point like to make the team comp, because Kazuha literally can fit any team. I'm not kidding, any team besides Geo itself too. So yeah, just put in any team. But if you ask me what usually I use, I usually not using meta, so you probably will see some of them is quite weird. So the usually that I use right now is Yaemiko, Yelan, Kazuha, and Bennett. But sometimes I will chase my Miko with a Raiden Shogun. And also I have my Ayaka team, the one that's similar with Morgana, but I maintain Yelan or Shincho, and here Kazuha, and I will change to Diona. Also sometimes I will have my Ganyu team with Kazuha, which is I will maintain this one, and I will put Xiangling in here. Or sometimes Diona I will change with Bennett, depends on my mood. Also the double Anemo team also, I will use Xiao and Kazuha, Xiangling with Bennett. Also sometimes I look like this. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, basically that's it for Kazuha. I will not show you showcase, because any of my showcase character always have Kazuha, so I don't even have to show about Kazuha anymore. So yeah, pretty much that's it. If you like the video, feel free to hit subscribe button and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.